I didn't have contacts for like 2 weeks, so now when I put them in, they kind of give me problems. This crystal deodorant is also coming really loose, and I don't know if that's supposed to happen. Like, I don't know if I'm putting too much water on it or what, but... Alexa, what time is it?
It's 7:07 a.m.
God bless.
Martina.
Only took me 7 minutes to do that whole thing. Maybe less. Maybe more. Come work a 16-hour workday with me. I literally have the heat on because I always turn the AC on at night, but sometimes after running it the whole night, my room is freezing and it's way too early for me to be struggling. Why is it focusing? I'm gonna go get a friend, and then I have to stop for gas, and we're gonna go into work. This is gonna be my first 8-hour shift of the day. I have my 30-minute break right now, and I'm gonna eat so that my body doesn't give out. I got Panera bread, and something revolutionary happened today. They didn't forget my drink. They have forgotten my drink every single time I've ordered. So today in like the special instructions, I was like, please don't forget my drink. And they also started doing deliveries in like the to-go cups. I don't know if they always did that, but I always used to just select the bottle option, and I literally have to request a refund every single time. So I think DoorDash thought I was like scamming them. I'm not. I literally just never got it. But I got broccoli cheddar soup and half a Caesar salad, and then this is like that green papaya drink. It's really good. I've been getting it for years. I wanted to talk to you guys about working as a college student. So I started working when I was 16. I turned 16 November 7th of 2019, and then March 26th of 2020 was my first official day of work. It was right at the beginning of the pandemic. They had just shut everything down, but with convincing, I was able to have my mom let me work, because my family's logic was that both of my parents were working, and so the odds that one of them were gonna get sick eventually was pretty high. And so they were like, if we're gonna get sick, you probably will end up getting sick too. And I dedicated my life to this job. Do I regret that? No, because after 6 months, I got promoted to a better position. It didn't come with a raise, but it came with better hours, so I was making more money. And I was able to handle all of this with school because school had just went online. I was also a senior in high school at that point. Well, I guess a junior going into senior year, but somehow I did it. And during this time, I was able to save up enough money to not have to work through all 4 years of college. Like, I had enough money to spend $50 a week for 4 years. You can do the math. I did have other minimal streams of income here and there. Like, I used to babysit my stepsister for money. I would sell in Poshmark. I would go exchange my coins. Some of the same habits that I still have now. But overall, that was my main stream of income. And when I went to school, my mom actually told me, she was like, you shouldn't work because you don't know what your workload's gonna be with school, and you should really just get adjusted and then see what you can handle, and then you can go from there. And at this point I was like, oh, well, I wasn't planning on working anyways, so like, sounds good to me. And when I first came to college, I was actually very good at sticking to my budget. Like, I was very rigid with it. But my first, I guess, slip up was I volunteered to go first for this presentation, and I did it and I aced it. And so I let myself go to town and like buy a little reward. It was like an iced tea and a crystal. And after that, I realized how much there was to do in town, and I think that was like my ultimate downfall, because now I wasn't only spending money on going out, I was also spending money on little tchotchkes and like just random shit. And although during this time I realized that I hate living off savings and like my lifestyle has just adjusted to having an influx of income, it was also one of the coolest times in my life, because I was able to have so much more time, and so I got straight A's in school, and I also realized a lot about myself as a person and what I want in a future workplace, and like the flaws about my previous one. And then I went home for winter break, and I wasn't planning on working, but my manager texted me and was like, hey, do you want to like come in and work? And I was like, yeah. I just didn't want to ask because I didn't want to be like, hey, can I come back and work for only a month? Like, I thought they wouldn't let me, you know? But I did, and so I saved up I think like $800 over the winter, went back to school, and then by the end of the semester, well, maybe like mid-semester, I was consistently working at my church and babysitting for a local family that I met through the church. And now I came home for the summer and I got my job back, and I also got asked by a neighbor to work at his business, so I've had 2 jobs, even though I wasn't planning on having the second one. But the second one I make tips off of, and I love that I have that job right now, even if it's really hard and I have to do double shifts like this, because it's given me a lot of spending money, and I've been able to buy like everything that I've been wanting to buy for a while. And now I'm gonna go back to school and find a job at school. There's one that I really want, but I don't know if I'm gonna get. I might have mentioned that in like the New Paltz video. That's not specific, these are all New Paltz videos. The one where I went to New Paltz, like random day in New Paltz, that one. But yeah, I am definitely gonna make a video in the future about saving money and all of that, but for now, my biggest piece of advice to incoming freshmen is do not work your fall semester, like your very first semester of college. Do not work. Trust me, it is so freeing, especially if you've been working since you could like legally work, to just not have to. Like, save your money and don't work for at least that fall semester. It's just so good for you. And if you save money well, you can also live very comfortably. But the things that I've realized about myself is, honestly, I've realized that I deserve to be paid more, which is a complicated topic because I like go away for school, I never have a consistent workplace for too long. Like, I'm always going home for breaks and stuff like that. I swear to God, is the dog shitting himself? That's so gross. So I can never be like, oh hey, I've worked here for this long, because there's always gaps, and so I can't ask for a raise. So that's one thing. But I've realized that I'm a really good employee. I've realized what kind of people I like to work for. I realized that I don't like to get too close to my managers. And like, this is not shade towards any of my current bosses. And like, this could be a whole other video, like pros and cons of like each of the places I've worked for. But in short, I'm just not as happy with my workplaces back at home as I used to be. So hopefully this is my last time working there. I don't like to burn bridges because you never know, like next summer I could not have things go according to plan and I could need this job. So my managers, if you're watching this, please take me back. But yeah, hopefully I don't have to. I do plan on getting a psych internship next summer, so hopefully that will work out. But yeah, I can't really get into specifics without like someone being like, oh my god, she talked about me in her video. But I'm just not happy anymore. Not in general, like with the jobs. I only have like, so today's Saturday, the 13th. Sorry, one of my bosses texted me. And I move in the 28th and I'm giving myself, so basically I'm working today, tomorrow, all of next week, and then the next Monday. But I'm debating cutting that Monday off and just being like, make this week my last week, because your girl is struggling out here. Like, I'm so done with this. I'm still contemplating it and I can like change my mind literally anytime, but that's what it is. I also usually sit in the office on my break. But today, I wanted to decompress. Oh my god, it's David. It's my manager. I don't think he even sees me. Bro, what? Anyways. I wanted to decompress since I'm gonna be around people all day. And like my next job, I don't get a break. So yeah, I also have to drive there. Last week I was literally late by an hour because Google Maps screwed me over so bad. But this week I have like the correct address. Some of my friends are also moving into their colleges this week. Oh wait, backtrack. That was also like the first time I've ever been late to work in 3 years. I was so stressed and so annoyed, and my mom was like, yeah, that's what driving this city is like, and I was just like, So yeah, but what was I saying? Yeah, but some of my friends are moving into their schools this week. And last year I moved in pretty early, but this year New Paltz like pushed the move-in dates really far, and so I'm moving in kind of late. I'm not really happy about it. I do have the car back though. I didn't have it for like the last week. Which, oh my god. First world problems. Like, I don't have a car for a week, Jesus Christ. But like, once you learn to drive, it's just so much easier. Like, it makes your life so much easier. Like, I go through these quick phases recently where I'm like, oh, I don't really need a car. I can just like not work. Like, it's not that big of a deal. But I'm like, I want to work. I want to drive. And you know what? Barbs never complain about hard work. We work hard because it pays off. I also am gonna need to change in the car because I just do not feel like bringing my second bag in with clothes. My second job feeds me though, low-key. But I just needed to eat now because I can't be eating like one meal. That's like ridiculous. My break's about to end. I have like 2 hours of work left. So I'm going from 8 to 4 and then 4:30 to midnight. And I peeped the schedule for next week and I have the same exact schedule, but I kind of want to switch because I literally don't think I can handle one more day of this double shift. Like, it kills me. I come home and sleep like a baby. Like a baby. I'm like, oh my my god, that's a customer. She's gonna think I've like gone insane. Peace out. Okay, now bye guys, for real. I'm taking like an extra 5 minutes because I came into work today like 10 minutes early. And I know that's unfair to my coworkers, so sorry guys. Panera did forget a straw though, but nobody's perfect. They got my drink and that's all that matters. I should just leave the chips in the car. Yeah. Also, I found this dope shirt under one of the registers because sometimes the vendors at the grocery store will like bring merch, I guess. And it says Samuel Adams. I don't want to go! I want to go home. But I want my lashes done before school, so have to go in. The exciting thing is that the money I'm gonna make this week from my second job is gonna be put towards like finishing all of my shopping. So in the next few days, I'll basically be able to start packing, which I'm also starting to get stressed about. Like, I'm just getting stressed about the fact that I don't think 5 days is enough because last year I started packing way in advance and this year I just don't have the time. Like, I might start doing it next week, but we'll see. We'll see. Going to my second job now. Midday, I always feel hopeful and also defeated at the same time because I'm just like, yay, 8 hours is done. But then I remember that there's another 8 hours and like the first 2 hours of the second job always fly by. But the last 2 hours, bro, it's like waiting an eternity. I also snapped a picture of my schedule for next week. I think I'm just gonna power through that last double next Saturday. But yeah, I changed at work, so hopefully I get there with like 10 minutes to spare. We'll see. I will update you guys soon, hopefully.